Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have some mac and cheese and we have some garlic bread, which I'm so excited about. I made both of these homemade, kind of like, obviously I didn't bake the bread and I didn't like make the pasta, but I made these recipes and they smell phenomenal. They look phenomenal. I'm so excited to try them. I'll put a link in the description of the recipes. So if you want to try to make it, you can, depending on how I like it, obviously. But let's just get straight into the mukbang because I'm starving. Oh yeah. Okay, oh. I feel like I should just make my own food all the time because you can always make it like how exactly you like it. Because this garlic bread is exactly how I like garlic bread. Extra butter, extra cheese, and it's bomb. Yep. And before I try the mac and cheese, which I kind of already just tried and it tastes good, but for today's mukbang, I am going to be talking about things that I don't like that it seems like everyone else likes. My sister started this idea because we're bored during quarantine. She has been making those like Instagram like tags, I guess you could say, where like, I'll just post it on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. But she's been making them. So her idea was, what are 10 things that you don't like that other people seem to really like? And so I posted mine and I got a lot of DMs of you guys like, what? Like, why don't you like that? So I'm gonna be talking about that today and complaining a bit because why the fuck not? I loved looking at your guys's, because a couple of you guys did them and posted them to your stories and tagged me. So if you feel the interest in doing this, please post the tag onto your Instagram story and tell me 10 things that you don't like that other people seem to like, because some of them I was reading and one person's number one was Drake and I was like, what do you mean? How do you not like Drake? So it was just interesting to see like what other people like and dislike. But first I'm gonna try this. My gosh, I made it so cheesy, extra cheesy. One of the secret ingredients is they add actual cream cheese to their mac and cheese instead of, usually the sauce will just have cheese in it. Oh my gosh. That is so good. So the first thing that I wrote, this isn't any particular order, but just the first thing that I wrote on the tag that Sarah did was, I don't like Friends, the TV show. I've tried to watch it several times and I know that like, I feel like everyone else loves it. But yeah, I feel like everyone else likes it and I've just never been able to get into it. I don't really like the acting. Like, it seems very, very fake, and like the fake laughter. I hate fake laughter in TV shows. It's like, we get it, the joke was funny. What else don't I like about it? I don't think any of the guys are that cute, which usually if I watch a show like that and it's about kind of like dating, like the guys need to be cute for me. Don't really think any of them are that cute. What else? I prefer my version of Friends is Sex in the City. Like, I love Sex in the City. You can see how buttery it is. I forgot how hard garlic bread is to eat, like when you're trying to be mannered. So yeah, basically Friends is just one of those shows that I know I'll watch it if it's on at like the doctor's office or something like that. But besides that, like I'm not gonna turn it on and watch it. And then the second thing I wrote was that I don't like general admission concerts. Hate them actually, like so much. I have some PTSD when it comes to concerts. Once, well, let me just get into why I don't like the concerts, because basically I hate being smushed with a whole bunch of people. Like, I remember when my hair was long, I went to a concert once, and even though it was in a ponytail, like it was getting stuck in people's armpits. I was like, are you joking me? Get my hair out of your armpit. That's not okay. And it's just hot, and honestly, there's always someone taller than me in front of me, so I can never see the person that I came to see. You're standing forever in the beginning while you wait for the real like headliner to come out. And no shade, but I never really enjoy the because like at a concert, I want to know the songs. Like, I don't know any of the people who introduce the artist, like who come out before. And so I'm not really interested in like sweating and watching them live, so it feels like forever till the artist comes out. And it just ain't my thing. But I've been to a couple and they were not fun, partially because of those reasons and then like other reasons as well. Because I still like, I went to see Drake, for example, last October, and like it was seats, so I was totally cool with that. Like, I like sitting down or even just standing up in my little seat section area where my hair is not in people's armpits. Like, I can enjoy that. I've only been to 2 concerts besides that, and both were just a no for me. The first one I went to was in high school, was the Arctic Monkeys. Sarah and I literally sat out, like we were in, I think, juniors in high school. We drove up to Seattle early in the fucking morning. We're those people that were camped out waiting for the concert to start. It was like 90 degrees that day, I shit you not. Like, we waited out there for literally like 12 hours. And like, we were huge Arctic Monkey fans. So the line that you waited at was across the street from the actual entrance to the concert hall. And so at the time when they were letting people in, everyone just sprinted out the door. It didn't matter what number you were in line. Like, we were second in line, and we ended up being in the second row because we're just not bully bitches. Like, I'm not about to like elbowing my way to get to the front, okay? So we were in the second row, even though we waited all day. Like, I was like, okay, this is stupid. Why did I wait out all day if I could have just stampeded the front door and gotten in anyways? And then I also went to one, I think my junior year in college or senior year, I forget. But I went to go see Russ, which I still really like his music. I was kind of turned off him for a second because he's like honestly very cringy. Like, if you just go Google like Russ interview. Actually, Google Cody Co Russ, because Cody Co does like a reacting to one of Russ's interviews, and you'll just want to die because it's so cringy. But I like his music, so we went to his concert. I was front row because the way that this concert hall did it, which I would be pissed too if I wasn't over 21, because the way this concert hall did it was if you were in the bar, which you could get let into the bar anytime, so we were just drinking in the bar, And then they let the bar in front row. So like there's people who are under 21 standing outside for hours, once again, who aren't in the first row. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But we were in the front row by chance. Like, we didn't even know what was going to happen. And then I don't know what happened. I've never passed out in my life besides this. But I think for my ribs, like, because, you know, people fucking try to flood to get up. So it's like a constant, like, wave of people, like, trying to push up. And so my ribs were crushed against the gate. And I had this weird feeling, like the feeling you feel before you pass out. And, like, I'd never felt it before, so I didn't know what it was. I thought I just felt hot. And then I guess all of a sudden I wake up in the security guard's arms and he had like dragged me over the gate. And Sarah was next to me, obviously panicking, like, Megan, why did you pass out? And so basically I only got to see him perform like one song too. So yeah, those two concerts, not great. So the third thing that I wrote that I don't enjoy is boating, like going on water on a boat. I just don't like it. Like, I don't really know why, because it's not like, I mean, okay, to me, I would just rather be on a dock or a beach, like if we're going to be near water, because I'm not a great swimmer. I'm not going to lie. I'm just not the best at it. I can do it, but it's more like doggy paddling, like embarrassingly. So, and also you're always cold because when the boat's moving, the wind's hitting your face. It's always small and crowded. It just doesn't feel like an environment that I can relax in. I would rather be snoozing on the beach or in a cabana or, yeah, in my backyard. I'd rather be tanning than on a boat. That's how much I don't like them. And my mom's family in New York is like so into boating. Like, they love it. My mom is too. Like, she loves it too. And every summer we would go to New York and visit them. And every summer I dread going on the boat. It's like, I don't want to go. Don't make me go. And don't even get me started on like water skiing and tubing and stuff like that. Because I also had a friend in middle school whose dad had a boat. And we would go on, and like I damn near broke my back, I swear to God, getting flipped out of the tube because he was crazy. And like, I definitely should not be going that fast. And I nearly broke my back. Like, the wind got knocked out of me. It was the worst belly flop. Don't recommend. So good, dude. So the fourth thing that I put on the list was probably the one that I got the most responses about. And let me defend myself. I don't like Ellen, okay? Like Ellen DeGeneres, the show, that's the Ellen show or whatever she calls it. not a fan. Okay, so a couple reasons. So a lot of it's hearsay, so obviously you have to take it with a grain of salt, but I mean, if several people have said this, what are the chances they're all lying? So number one, apparently it's like common knowledge, and I did not know this until I moved to LA, because like before I didn't know anybody who would even be like remotely close to the Hollywood scene. But apparently it's like common knowledge that Ellen is a horrible boss. Like there was even this thread on Twitter recently where someone was like, I'll donate, I think they were gonna donate to the coronavirus relief. And they were like, I'll donate $2 for every bad story you share about like working with Ellen, or even not just bad stories. Maybe it was like all stories, but like most of them were bad. Apparently she won't look at you. Like she didn't talk to her head writer for 5 years, even though that's her head writer, like who writes her jokes and shit. She apparently fired an autistic kid for greeting her because he didn't know, like, you're not supposed to greet Ellen, you're not supposed to talk to her. Apparently she fired him. And apparently she's just like no fun at parties. She's just like a mean person and is like a narcissist kind of, which I've always gotten that vibe from her show. Like I've always felt like she was faking it, like her humor and her niceness, and like she didn't, nothing to her like that she emanated didn't seem real. Like it didn't seem like she's genuinely a warm person. It's like she's doing the show and giving people money that isn't even her money. It's the show's money. I feel like people get that confused all the time. When she gives someone a $10,000 check, she's not giving them her money. It's the show's money, and it makes her look like a good person. So I think that's why so many people love her. But to me, like, it never even seems like she's really interested in what her guests are saying. She, like, will ask questions and then kind of move right on to the next question without, like, even seeming like she heard it. And I was watching this girl, she's like my new favorite YouTuber. And so it was crazy because Sarah and I were talking about Ellen after Sarah did the tag, because we were talking about how I don't like Ellen and like why and all that kind of stuff. And then I went on YouTube later that night and a video was recommended to me from this girl. I forget her name, even though I'm about to call her like my new favorite YouTuber. It's like Callan or something like that. I'll link the video in the description, where she talks about how Ellen's a psychopath, which I don't know, like I'm not going to diagnose Ellen, but it basically goes into detail about like stories about Ellen and like how some of her traits and like how she acts towards people definitely point to her being a psychopath, which I'm not sure, but all I know is that I don't like her. So that's my whole spiel on why I don't like Ellen. I know a lot of you guys were like, what? Like, how can you not like her? And that's why. So yeah, watch that video because I love that girl's videos in general. Sarah and I have watched like 10 of them already. And they're just interesting. Like, it's basically like she's gossiping with you. It's fun. Butter and garlic is the best combination. So next on my list of things that I said that I didn't like that a lot of people do is white painted toenails. And I don't want anyone to get offended in case you're a subscriber and you wear white painted toenails. I'm clearly in the minority of people because everyone wears them. So it's like, don't feel insecure because I am saying I don't like the way it looks. If you like the way it looks, feel free to wear them. My caveat about white toenails is I think they look really good on girls with darker colored skin. And I believe Rihanna was the one who first started this trend like a while ago. I think like 2015, 2016. She really popularized like the whitish nude toenail. And then like a lot of girls started getting it. And I think it looks really good on girls with darker skin. I think that the white looks nice against their darker skin tone, but I don't quite like it as much on girls with white skin tones. Like myself, like I could never pull off white toenails. Not even just because of the color on me, but like my feet in general, it wouldn't look great. We don't need to go into that, but like it just would not look great. My skin tone's not even like as pale as some girls that I've seen wear it. It's just like the yellow pink undertones that they have with the white doesn't look great to me. It looks like white out on your toes to me. But apparently everyone else likes it, so I am in the minority here. Fifth thing that I didn't like, yoga. We're not even gonna get into that. I just don't like yoga. I really have no reason besides the fact that people find it relaxing and I don't. And then the sixth thing I put as to things that I dislike that everyone else seems to like is, I said Gucci anything, like the brand, which isn't true because I do like some Gucci things. What I couldn't figure out a way to say it in a short way, but what I really meant was that I don't like how I feel like everyone just wants to wear brands that have the designer all over it. I feel like whenever there's an iconic emblem for the brand, it's like people want to wear it so that they can like shout to the world like, I'm wearing designer. And like sometimes I feel like you could have a cuter outfit if you weren't wearing designer or anything. But it's just like the not subtle flex of it all I can't stand. It's like becoming more and more popular and I'm just like, why? I literally feel like it's a sign of insecurity if you feel like you need to shout to the world that you're wearing all this designer stuff when chances are you haven't purchased a house, you don't own your car, you are in debt. In other ways, I don't even know. But like most people are not financially secure at my age. And I feel like kids my age are the ones who always do it. And I'm like, so that's what I meant when I was talking about, like, I said Gucci anything. I was more talking about like the culture behind designer things. And that's not even to say that I feel like kids my age shouldn't have more money, because I think that if anything, millennials have gotten the short end of the stick and Gen Y has gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to the economic system in America. And so I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to make a statement about how it's okay that kids my age are poor and it's okay that kids my age don't have a home or like don't own their car or anything like that. But at the same time, it's not the smartest decision to like ball out on a pair of shoes that cost $1,000 when your rent is also $1,000. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. So this is so dang good. The seventh thing I had on the list was that I don't like Future, the rapper, like not the Future, but I don't like Future, the rapper, Future Hendrix, or like whatever his name is. Cannot stand him. His music and him personally, like I don't know him personally, but the way he chooses to present himself, once again, I find so freaking cringy. He was an asshole to Sierra, classic guy that just cheats on everyone, uses girls for sex. There was like this video that came out on Twitter that I watched and I shouldn't have because I knew he was in it and I was like, you're just gonna be annoyed, Megan. Don't click on it, but I did. And basically there's this girl and she's like, I think Hispanic. She has like an accent of some sort, so it's a little bit hard to understand her. But she says something like, "I'm a mermaid for you," or something like that, talking to Future. And he was like, "What?" Like he couldn't understand it. She's like, "I'm a mermaid for you," and he was like, "Nah, for us." And then him and all his friends laughed. I was like, you feel like you're that cool that this girl clearly is interested in you, regardless of whether or not you're interested in her or not. That's fine. Nobody is going to force you to be interested in her. But like, she's at your house or whatever, and you have the audacity to try to embarrass her and say that she's there for like you and all your friends. I hate how rap culture perpetuates that idea that it's like okay for men to act like that towards women. Like, she's probably just there for you. You don't get to try to sell her out to all your friends like some weird fucking pimp. So that's basically just like his whole mentality, I feel like, is like, I have money, I'm gonna fuck all these girls and use them. And I think you're trash for that. That's just how I feel. And then aside from that, I just don't like his music at all. Like, there's some rappers who act like that, who will still have like a good song that's not demeaning. So I'll listen to it and I enjoy it. I'm not like one of those people that's like, I'm never gonna listen to their music. But Future just is too much for me. Auto-tuned as hell. Can't even understand what he's saying. Every song sounds the same. Listen to his album all the way through, you will get a headache, trust me, okay? Like the Life is Good song with him and Drake. So grateful that Drake's verse is at the beginning, because I just, every time I hear Future's part, I'm like, back, like click the back button so I can just re-listen to Drake's part. What was he thinking putting Future on that song? I don't know. So next thing that I said that I didn't really like is I don't like Thanksgiving food. Actually, don't really like it at all. I like mashed potatoes, they're okay. Stuffing is good. Mac and cheese, good. But like the cranberries, the turkey, honestly, the pies. I don't like pumpkin pie, I don't like fruit pie. I'm about to drag my family a little bit, which I never really do, but I will say that the main reason why I think I don't like Thanksgiving food is because, like, my family is very white. Not my mom's side of the family, my dad's side of the family is very white. And, like, I'm not saying that white people can't cook. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, white people don't season anything. But I don't think my family knew how to cook. And I think they season stuff like the stereotype. Like, I'm not saying all white people. I'm saying maybe some, and also for sure my family. Like my great-great-grandma had this recipe for rolls. They were called potato rolls. Like my great-great-grandma and my sister always talk about this, like my sister and I always talk about this, like, okay, so it's a great-great-grandma's recipe. I am sure there's a better recipe now. It's been like 70 years. Just because they did it doesn't mean we have to do the same recipe, do we? So the potato rolls, like, they looked good. And so every year I would get fooled. Like every year I would take a potato roll, put it on my plate, and then have to put like 10 cubes of butter on it to choke it down. And then my uncle would always make stuffing, and like it's hard to mess up stuffing, but like he would do it. He would add like such thick chunks of celery. Like, why? And why is the celery still crunchy? I thought you baked it. So that was never fun. I did have one aunt Karen, bless up. She would make really good pies. Like, not gonna lie, her pies were really good. Even though I'm not even a huge fan of fruit pies, hers hit different. Oh my god, and don't even get me started on the turkey. Bone fucking dry. Like, you could not put enough gravy on it to choke it down. It's like, doesn't matter red meat or dark, or red meat, dark meat or white meat. They would ask you that. It's like, doesn't matter. They're both gonna be dry. Just give me whatever. I don't care. Mm. And the last thing on my list of things that I don't like that I feel like everyone else does is the movie Pulp Fiction. I have never understood it. Like, I watched it in middle school and I didn't like it. Obviously, like, I thought, okay, maybe, like, later on in life, I thought, okay, maybe I didn't like it because I was younger in middle school. Like, maybe I didn't understand it. There's nothing to really understand about the movie, though. Like, there's not really a plot. And so then I watched it again in college, like, literally not even that long ago. I think, like, 4 years ago. And I still didn't like it. Like, I don't get why it's so popular. It's not the worst movie ever. Like, obviously, there's worse movies. It's kind of interesting to see John Travolta in that hair, not gonna lie. I guess I just don't get, like, why is it so popular? So, and I mean, it's not the worst movie out there, but it's like one of the longest worst movies out there. Like, usually I feel like a bad movie is like an hour and a half long, maybe. Like, isn't Pulp Fiction like 2 hours? Like, you could have cut that bitch down to an hour easy. Easy. You didn't need to make it that long. I also don't really like any of Quentin Tarantino's movies. And everyone always thinks he's a genius, or they say he's a genius, so once again, I'm in the minority. So honestly, don't take offense to that opinion because apparently everyone else loves that movie, so. So that is the end of this mukbang, where I rant for like an hour straight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have one thing that I'm struggling with this quarantine is like my appetite's so down because I'm not doing shit all day. So I apologize, but my mukbangs are probably going to be smaller for the rest of this quarantine because I don't have like any type of cardio equipment in my apartment. So if I come out of this quarantine looking chunky, mind your business, okay? But basically, yeah, my appetite's a little bit down, so sorry about that. But I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 10 things that I dislike that I think other people like. Please, if you would like to, post it to your story and tag me. I'm like genuinely interested in what you guys dislike that you feel like other people like, because I have a feeling you guys are going to say some things that I like. So yes, thank you as always so much for watching my video, and I will see you next time.